So as you probably know, for the past few months I've been trying out the new PongBot robots. Specifically, I've tried the Omni S Pro, which is the simplest of the series, and the Omni S Pro, which is a more advanced high-end robot. So I will not go deep into manufacturing details and I will not explain everything these robots can do. I'll just share with you my experience after having tried them for several months. We're gonna take a look on how they work, if you can make a good quality training with them, and eventually if they are worth their price. So let's start with the Nova, which is the tabletop version and the simplest one of the series. This robot can be placed anywhere on the table, you can rotate it as you want, and in general the quality of the balls as of spin, speed and consistency is very high. It's also not so big and has its own carrying bag, so you can get it wherever you go. As with all of the PongBot robots, to use it you connect to the application and from there you select a pre-made exercise, or you can create your own exercise by customizing each ball. At first you select the placement and the angle of the robot, and then you select a pre-made exercise or you create one of your own. Now what's really amazing is that when you create an exercise you have so much control over what you want to play. You can select the placement, the speed, the spin and the frequency of the ball, and all that in an amazing environment where you can actually see how the ball behaves after each change. This gives you so many options and the opportunity to create some really complex exercises, even combining backspin with topspin. To be honest, this has helped me create a lot of useful exercises, so I've been mostly experimenting and creating my own exercises instead of selecting the pre-made ones. And this has actually helped me improve my game. It's actually amazing here is that you can select 5 different balls for each exercise that you want, which means that you can customize each of the 5 balls differently. And the best part is that you can make all of these balls come randomly at you. For example, if I want to play some topspins on the same part of the table, but I also don't want the ball to come exactly the same way every time, I want the exercise to feel a bit more realistic, I can add a slightly different setting for each of the 5 balls that come to the table. So I can have one ball with more spin, but maybe shorter on the table, another ball that comes faster but with less spin. So like that, every ball is different. You can even do this for services, by having the same service coming to you each time a bit differently, or for any regular exercise where you can have random spots at the table. Basically, having these customization options means that you have so many things to work on. The only problem I noticed when playing with the Nova, you cannot change the height of the robot throughout the exercise. You also cannot rotate the robot throughout the exercise, so if you start with lateral spin, all of the next balls will be with lateral spin, and of course they will have the same height. But don't get me wrong, you can still work on so many things, and you can even work on your receiving combination exercise by simply adjusting the robot and placing it on the right spot depending on what receive you want to make. You can even set up the robot closer to the table so that the ball comes right at you, which basically feels like receiving a service, and then you can combine it with any other ball. So the Nova is currently priced at 300 euros, which I think at the very least it's quite interesting. But you can get it even cheaper if you use my discount code. Okay, let's move on to the Omni S Pro, which from what you can see looks a lot more advanced. It has its own net, it gets mounted on the table. In general, looks and feels more professional. The thing is it really much better than Nova? I mean, how much more can it do? So let's see. Well, this time, obviously, you cannot put the robot wherever you want to the table, which at first I thought it would be a bit of a problem. I thought it would limit my options maybe, but turns out it's not really a big issue. So just like before, you go into the same app, and as you can see, it's pretty much identical, except for the part that there is an extra drill library. Now, as you go back to the main page where you customize your exercise, you can immediately notice the first big difference. Instead of 5 balls that you could select and individually customize each time, now you have 7. And you might say, okay, so what? It's not like I'm gonna need to play 7 specific balls into a rally and I want to train that. Besides, I think 5 balls give you already so many options to work on, so why give another 2? Why is it so important? But having these 2 extra balls means that you can play every exercise with even more variation. So for the exercises that you play on the same spot, you can now vary even more the spin or speed or frequency. And for the regular exercise, you can cover more spots on the table. Basically, training in that way feels like you're playing with a partner, as you would expect every ball to be slightly different, even if you're playing a regular exercise and you know what you're gonna receive. This is an element that I always use when I train with those robots, and it has helped me improve a lot faster. But the very best thing and the main feature of this robot is that you can change the height and the rotation of the robot throughout the rally, meaning that every single ball out of the maximum of 7 you can select can come at a different height or at a different type of spin. If you take a moment and think about that, it means that you can actually play almost every possible combination. You can select to receive any service you like, and you can select to receive the next balls after that exactly as you want them. So like that you can create any real match concept and any real match combination that you're gonna do after a specific service. And this works with all of the services, whether they're long, short, with lateral spin, with backspin, with no spin at all. You can choose what you want to do with that ball, and then accordingly you can set up the next few balls to come as you would expect them to. So I believe just by itself it's such a big improvement, because the higher your level and the more you want to improve, you just have to make those exercises with receive, real match combinations, and this is exactly what you could not do with the Nova, but you can now do with the Omni. Once again, we're dealing with a high quality robot which can give a lot of spin and speed to the ball and is also very consistent. Currently the Omni has a €300 discount, so you can find it right now at the price of €1,300. So both these robots are fantastic. They can do a lot of stuff. You can train everything that you want. They feel like a real good partner. They're not only a great option when you don't have anyone to play with, but they're also a great asset to add some more hours to your training, to work on your technique, your footwork, your receives, your combinations, whatever you might want. So I would say the real question here is which one is more worth to buy? Well, clearly the Omni S Pro is unbelievably worth for the price. It allows you to work on so many things, the quality of the balls is very high, and after trying for a while, I can honestly say that you can really improve by playing with it. Now the Omni is quite more expensive, so is it really that worth giving so much more money just to get some extra variation and some extra training options? I would say yes, especially for those who are on the medium and advanced level and they really want to improve. This is the best choice. Having the opportunity to train without any limitations, any receive and any combination that you want based on your game is something very important to increase your level. Now, if you're a coach or a team staff member and you want to make an investment for the club and you want to get something fun but also useful for everyone in the club, both these robots are a great option. It's super useful for those who want to improve and want to spend some extra time. You can have an extra partner on the side whenever you don't have a pair or you don't have a player. It's also super fun for the kids. You can make some fun challenges with them and they're gonna love it. So honestly, they're gonna be a great asset for everyone in the club. So check them out, give them a try. Don't forget to use my code to get an extra discount. I will put it somewhere on the screen, and let me know how it feels playing with those robots.